Steam's October Next Fest is finally here, and with it comes hundreds of demos for us to try. The one at the top of my list, and I'm sure many others, and hot on my radar, is The Precinct, a top-down action sandbox police game set in Averno City 1983, where gangs rule the streets and you are tasked with cleaning up the city and uncovering the truth. Of course, it is only a 30-minute demo, but it was so good I played it twice, and you better believe that the moment it drops, it'll be going straight in my basket. So let's jump into the shoes of our protagonist and begin cleaning up the mean streets of Averno City and uncovering the corruption that pollutes the precinct. On our first day, we're introduced to the squad, and they're introduced to us, Nick Cordell Jr., who happens to be the son of the legendary late Chief Cordell. We've partnered up with Sergeant Kelly, and we quickly roll out of the precinct and into the streets. Our first mission on the job was to find some food, and Kelly asked us to drive because his hip was sore. I tried my absolute very best to obey the traffic laws, no overtaking, or running red lights, or driving like a maniac. In GTA, we've all had the experience of trying to drive like a normal human being for a couple of seconds, and then our impulse gives in and we start ploughing through hordes of pedestrians just to get 30 meters down the road. In the precinct, because you're a police officer and you've already been given the backstory of living up to your father's stellar reputation, you want to do good, and so there was something satisfying about driving according to the law. We parked up near a hot dog stand, grabbed a bite to eat, and as we were chowing down, we got a call over the radio of a bank robbery in progress where shots had been fired. We jumped back in the cruiser, switched on the siren, and blitzed our way to the bank, feeling a bit like Moses as the cars parted like the Red Sea. We pulled up, hopped out and took cover, and given these clear instructions by Sergeant Kelly.
Now remember, they get one warning. If they don't throw them down, we take them down. Get ready.
However, they came out armed and ready to fire, so I fired back immediately. There is potential here for debate on who shot first, but body cams haven't been invented yet, so we'll just stay true to the American police force and just say it was them. I got shot in the face a couple of times, but quickly recovered and managed to land a couple of headshots before a news chopper spotted a perp fleeing the scene in a black van. We hopped into our cruiser and the pursuit began. I was a bit apprehensive about ramming the van, meaning I ended up losing some traction, but we quickly regained it and set a police chopper on them. We weaved through the wake of destruction that the van had caused, and then they opened the rear door and began to fire. So we fired back. And then we crashed. And then we crashed again. Eventually, we killed the perp in the back and then worked on getting the driver to stop. We called in another cruiser, rammed the van, and eventually he gave up. Another officer arrested the perp, and then we escorted him to our vehicle, drove him back to the precinct, and booked him in at the front desk. Kelly then wanted us to meet Eugene, the evidence guy, and gave us a pat on the back for our hard work. We'd finished our first day, and it was time to write up our report and clock out. On our second day, Kowalski, the lady in charge, gave us another pat on the back even though we'd demolished half the city, and told us today we'd be walking a beat and doing some good old-fashioned police work. Kelly directed me to our handbook, which gave us a list of potential offences and crimes and how to deal with them appropriately and according to the law. We then headed out and began our very first beat. Kelly explained there were 6 different parking violations that we needed to look out for.
Blocking a hydrant, parking in the opposite direction of traffic, too close to a crossing or on the sidewalk. Oh, and of course, parking in the no parking zone. Oh, and don't forget expired parking meters.
After crossing the road, we found a violation straight away with a car blocking a fire hydrant. We issued a ticket and headed across to the parking meters, finding one had expired, and issued a second. We then headed further down the street and found another violation with the car parked on the sidewalk, so issued a ticket and carried on. Kelly then spotted a vandal nearby, so we ran across and restrained him, issued a fine, and then let him go. I'm not entirely sure why we needed to restrain him as he was complying, but that was the only option we had. Kelly then explained the following.
Graffiti is a type of vandalism, and only warrants a fine. Picasso there surrendered as soon as he saw us, so we didn't need to arrest him. That said, some criminals like to try their luck. They might throw a few punches, or they might take off. Both of those are arrestable offenses. Even if the initial crime only warrants a fine, once a perp commits an arrestable crime, You gotta make the arrest.
We then found another vandal who became immediately hostile. Now in my first playthrough, I pulled out my baton and smacked him silly, but Kelly said there was a way to deal with him without resorting to violence, even though I was within my rights to do so. So this time I used my baton to block, took a bit of a beating and a tumble, and then used a forced restraint. Of course, this was an arrestable offence, as he had assaulted a police officer, so we arrested him, called in an escort unit to take him back to the precinct so we could carry on with our patrol. Lastly, we found a final vandal who did a runner, so we shouted after him a couple of times to wear down his blue bar, and once it had depleted, he gave up. Of course, again, running away was an arrestable offence, but luckily for us, he'd stopped just outside the police station so we could escort him in ourselves. I read him his rights and then walked him to the front desk and booked him in. We then headed to our desk, filled in the paperwork, and ended our shift. On our third day, the chief invited us into his office where we met two detectives, Lee and Ferreira. After a brief introduction, the chief dismissed them and then explained why he'd called me in. At the bank, they'd found a dropped weapon which held a fingerprint of somebody who wasn't there.
A Mr. Michael Mackenzie, rich guy, lives in a mansion on the north side. Tactical paid him a visit a few minutes ago, but it seems he was tipped off. As soon as they breached, he sped off out the back. We're scrambling an aerial unit to track the vehicle now.
Then in rolled Martinez, the helicopter pilot, to let us know the chopper was ready to go, and the chief told us we'd be joining the mission. We headed up to the helipad and then were given control of the chopper. We located Michael Mackenzie's vehicle quickly enough, and then we kept our spotlight on him, called in backup from several cruisers, and had a spike trap placed down, and then we continued to issue warnings from the chopper, and eventually the pursuit became the intro to the next Fast and Furious. We'd played our part, headed back to the precinct and landed the chopper, and then the demo was over, which was very annoying. You know it's going to be a good game when you are desperate to continue playing the demo. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. This was a very short video. The demo is not particularly long, but I just wanted to say that I had a lot of fun playing it, and if you enjoyed the video then do be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all future episodes. I've got a lot of demos to cover, so if you enjoyed the video then let me know in the comments and I'll begin working on the next. If there is any that you want me to cover in particular then also let me know that as well. Thank you for watching, I'll catch you in the next one.